Hi guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to talk to you about where to stay in Bangkok, and this can really translate to basically any city in the world. So number one is location. In Bangkok, basically the public transport system is amazing. Specifically the train system. It's really good. So if you are coming to Bangkok, I really recommend you stay on either the MRT line or the BTS line. If you stay near one of these stations, then it's going to be super easy for you to get around Bangkok. The MRT is the underground line and the BTS is the SkyTrain line. So the SkyTrain is the one that goes throughout the city and it's really cool. You get some great sights on that train, it's amazing. If you are going to use the trains, don't worry, the ticket machines are really simple to use and they're all in English. You just touch the screen, press the English button and away you go. You just pick your station, put your money in, and you'll normally get like a little disc, and that is like a tap on disc that you put on the barriers, and then at the other end you basically just place it in like a coin machine and then it takes the disc away from you. If you are going to stay in Bangkok for, I would say if you're going to stay here for more than 2 weeks, I really recommend you getting yourself the cards. This one is for the SkyTrain, this one is for the MRT. This card also works on the BMTA, which is like the bus line. It's basically like a train line, but it's a bus. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. These cards are 100 baht each for the deposit, and then you have to top up a minimum of 100 baht at a time. You can put on whatever you want, but I recommend just putting on small amounts. It's really easy just to go up to the ticket office and top it up and reload it. And yeah, you just tap on, tap off, keep these with you at all times, and it's super easy, especially in rush hour when there's like hundreds of people trying to get a ticket out of the ticket machine. If you've got one of these, you can just rock up, tap on, and then tap off on the other end. I really do recommend getting a card. So obviously location, like being on a train line is the best. I think personally it's the best, but I would also say even better than that are specific locations. For example, there's a couple of locations in Bangkok where the MRT and the BTS cross, and on them stations you can obviously access both lines. So if you were to stay around that area, it would make it super easy for you to just access more of Bangkok quickly because you have access to both of those lines. These places are like the MRT station Silom, which has Saladeng right next to it, which is the SkyTrain station. Another cool place is Asok, which is a SkyTrain station, and basically the MRT station down below is called Sukhumvit. Now that is where Terminal 21 shopping mall is, and that is a really cool shopping mall. So if you can stay around that area, or the Silom Saladeng area, like Lumpini area, then that would be a really cool place as well. Then that gives you access to both train lines, and that's going to make your journeys around Bangkok super easy. Now one thing I will say is obviously the closer to like the city centre, kind of like the Siam area as well, like where Central World Shopping Mall is, the biggest shopping mall in, I think Asia is there. I think it's like the 6th biggest or 4th biggest in the world. That shopping centre is there, so trying to find accommodation around there might be obviously more expensive. Now, if you want to stay further out and you're not going to be on a train line, then we have done that before, and basically you have to get on these little buses, the little old rickety buses, and you basically get on there, you give the woman like 20 baht, it is normally, she'll give you a little ticket, and they will normally like take you to a train line. And then basically obviously you get on the train line. It does make it a little bit more of a hassle on top of your journey, but obviously it's probably worth it if you can get cheaper accommodation outside of the city centre. Some other cool stations are like Mo Chit, Chatuchak, that's the two lines crossing again. Chatuchak is where the big market is on, and you can access both lines there, so that's super easy. You're actually quite close to Dom Muang Airport, so if you are flying in from Dom Muang and you're only staying in Bangkok a couple of nights, you might want to stay up near Chatuchak. That might be your best place to stay. Other train stations such as Egmai where I'm probably pronouncing these really badly, so you know, just take that into account when you're trying to tell someone else where to stay. So yeah, another cool station is Egmai. That is where the bus terminal is, where you can jump on a bus and you can go down to Pattaya, or you can go like wherever else you want in Thailand from that bus station. So that is a really cool station, and there's some really cool bars around there. And the other one is obviously Hualampong, where you will have to get off there to sort of make your way to Khao San Road, and basically all like the touristy stuff like the palace, the waterfront, all the temples and stuff like that are all sort of that side, and Chinatown are all that side down there. And obviously Hualampong is where you can get the train to go down south to the islands, or you can also go north up to Chiang Mai. However, if you are coming to Bangkok and you know it's your first time in Thailand, you're a first time backpacker, you're in your 20s and you know you just want a bit of a party, you're going to want to be drinking every night, you're not too bothered about seeing pretty much any of Bangkok really, like sort of the city, then obviously you might want to stay in Khao San Road. You know, it's probably not recommended for a more mature traveller. You know, you might just want to go there for like 1 or 2 nights while you're staying in Bangkok to just experience it. But yeah, I did Khao San Road when I first came to Bangkok and I had a great time. So now it's kind of not my scene. I wouldn't want to live around there, it would just be a big pain in the arse. Basically because it is nowhere near a train line. The closest train line I think is Hualampong, and it is miles away. You're gonna have to get like a taxi or a bus to the train station, and then basically that is where you're gonna connect to the rest of the city. Khao San Road is a cool place, and it's a very backpacker touristy place, and you have great access to like the river, the Grand Palace, loads of temples. You're not too far away from Chinatown. It is a cool area with like loads of bars around and stuff to see, so it's not too much of a bad area. It's just the connection to public transport is really shitty, so you are going to have to be using like taxis, tuk-tuks and bikes to get around. If you're okay with that, go stay down there. If you want to be like really connected and probably do loads of traveling throughout the city on the trains and stuff, then definitely pick a train line to stay on and try and get as close as possible, like I said before, to a train station. So number 2 is transport. So there's loads of ways to get around Bangkok. Train I think is the best way. You then have bus, which is, it's a bit of a mission, but it's fun. You know, you have kind of like new buses here, which are like air conditioned, they're a little bit more expensive, and then you have like the old rickety buses with like big fans in there and like hard seats, which are really cool. I quite enjoy riding in them, but yeah, obviously it's more kind of like Thai style, so if you are going to a specific place, you might struggle to kind of, you know, pick the right bus and get you to that destination. So yeah, it depends how good your language skills are, and I don't know, you might just have to pick a few buses and get on and just see where they go. Another way to get around obviously is by taxi. Now you can just hail taxi cabs from off the street. Always ask for them to be metered. If they don't want to put the meter on, you might as well not bother getting in a taxi because you are going to get ripped off. A really cool way to get around the city is using Uber or Grab. You know, they have really good deals on all the time, and it's just super easy. You know, you just type in where you want to go, and then they just follow the GPS and get you there for a set price. It's really cheap, and it's just, yeah, it's a great way to get around. Obviously the other types are tuk-tuk and then motorbike taxi. I don't really use tuk-tuks or motorbike taxis, you know. I kind of see the tuk-tuk as a bit of a gimmick. Like when you first get here, you probably want to go in a tuk-tuk, but just generally getting around, they're always trying to rip you off. It's always going to be more expensive than a local, and yeah, it's just like, it's just a bit of a gimmick for me. So I've been in a few, you know, when we wanted to, just to have a nice little zip around, but yeah, it's not a mode of transport to get you from A to B like every day. Motorbike taxis are really good and they're super cheap. The only problem is you're on a motorbike, so you know, Thai roads, a little bit dangerous, you know, heavy traffic. Probably 60% of the time they're not going to have a helmet for you to wear. So yeah, I mean, that's up to you. That's how, you know, If you feel safe on the back of a motorbike with them, then go for it. If you don't, then yeah, don't bother, it's not worth it. And the last way to get around is on the river systems, on the canal systems here in Bangkok. There's these boats, long boats that go around, and they have like proper stops where you get on and off. And yeah, you can use that. I have been on a couple before, but I don't really know the routes. You'll have to look into that yourself. Number 3 is for people that want to like cook at home. So you might be staying in like an Airbnb with like a bit of a kitchen going on, and you might want to save some money by cooking at home. So it's really important when you're trying to find your accommodation to basically just Google Map supermarkets in the local area and try and find out where the local supermarket is. You have some really good ones, as in like Big C Extra, Tesco, Tops, and in every single shopping mall you're gonna find like a supermarket underneath. So yeah, Big C and Tesco seem to be like the cheapest. Tops has got a lot of Western food available and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the supermarkets are great here, and you can pretty much get whatever you want. Not too much about sort of where to stay, but if you are coming from either airport here in Bangkok, then it is super easy to get into the city. If you're flying into Dom Muang, then basically there's no train line yet that actually comes up to Dom Muang Airport. So I don't know if they're building one at the moment or they're just not bothering, but basically what you do is you come out of the airport and you'll see an old little bus, and on the front of the bus it will say BTS station, and you just get on there for 20 baht and they'll take you to the BTS station, and then you've got access to wherever you want to go in Bangkok. Wherever your hotel or Airbnb or guest house is, you can just jump on that train line. The other way you can do it is by taxi, but we normally get the bus because after a flight you come out and there's a massive queue for customs. You've got to wait there till your passport gets stamped, and then you get to the taxi rank area and there's a huge queue there as well. So it is a little bit annoying. If you're flying into Suratani Airport, then you can get straight onto the SkyTrain station and straight into the city. It's really easy. Or you can pick up a taxi there as well. About the airports as well, the taxis, they do charge you, I think it's 60 baht to basically get a taxi from the airport. So if you want to avoid that 60 baht fee as well, you can sneakily go up to arrivals and try and jump into a cab that someone's getting out of and being dropped off, and then you won't be charged that extra fee. But I mean, it's only 60 baht. I mean, if you are a penny pincher, then you can do that. You know, we've done it a couple of times just because it's a little bit easier. And last but not least, I quickly just want to talk about the weather in Bangkok. Don't really worry if you're going to come here in like wet season, dry season, hot season, whatever season, you know, they have. It's hot as balls all the time. You might get some rain here and there. We're currently in the off season, so you know, it rains in the afternoon sometimes. You get some epic lightning storms like this. Boo! It's going to be really hot, so you know, come whenever you want. I really recommend coming in off season though. You know, you don't get so many tourists and the prices of accommodation do go down quite a lot. So if you are coming to Bangkok and you're staying in an Airbnb, hotel, hostel or guest house, then I hope this video really helps you out. Basically the main thing from this video is, you know, stay on a train line, stay close to a train station and you'll be absolutely fine. Even if a supermarket is quite far away, you'll be sweet, you know. There's food everywhere, there's restaurants everywhere, there's bars everywhere, there's supermarkets everywhere, there's 7-Elevens everywhere. You'll be absolutely fine. So don't worry about it. Your biggest thing is just getting around the city. So yeah, stay near a train station. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, hit subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days. And let me know, and let everyone else know, where you stayed in Bangkok in the comments down below. Help each other out. Come on, just do it. Do it. Comment down below. And I'll see you guys soon.